No? Oh, okay. Hmm. So will you be, screen recording everything? Okay. I think
Can you try to talk something to test the audio volume?
okay, hello, my name is shadownba. Test.
Okay, I think that's good, but you can try a little bit louder. That will be better.
Okay. Hello, my name is shadownba, and this is a test for the Harlan City server audio.
Yes, okay. You can do it in this way. All right.
Okay.
So yeah. So I think let me do a final test. Let me see. Is
Okay.
the signal correct? Alright, this signal is also correct. Alright, so I think we can start this press conference if you are all ready and okay.
Oh wait, one more thing.
Okay.
Um, chocolate, should I wait? Should I wait to address the Andorn issue? Because I think Adam's going to ask about that.
Wait, Adam. Uh, is Adam in the VC now? Oh yes. Okay, then
Yeah,
Hello.
I
Adam's
think
in the
I
BC.
think okay. I think everyone is ready. In this case, welcome, Adam.
Yes,
All right. I
it's been an
think
honor.
yeah, great. It is. I think we can start now, and I think it is also my great honor to introduce Shadow NBA here to be our new ambassador to the United Nations with representing the Republic of Harlon. So I think I will now let Shadow MBA to make a self introduction for you.
Alright, so hey there, everybody. As Prime Minister Chocolate just introduced me, I am Shadow MBA, the new ambassador for Harlan. Let me go over my past experience a bit so I can make sure that you all understand me. I'm a three-time representative, three-time head of urban development member of the town of Oak Ridge on their council for Democracy Craft. I was overall a fun and active member on Democracy Craft and spent a lot of time on Redmont, which is the country name. Businesscraft, otherwise known as Stratham, I was the two-time deputy minister of the Department of Public Affairs on there and was also an active member. It's really sad to see how inactive it's becoming now, but I hope they figure things out. There are a lot of great people on there, and I really appreciate every moment that they had spending time with me. I got to know a lot of people. So now a lot of people have been asking about Andorn, which I'd rather just show my experience there right now. So I am a two-time senator on Andorn, which otherwise is known as Atlas Craft, and I am a two-time president pro tempore, which is the pretty much Senate president, I guess you could say. So I was leading the Senate through all the nominations for secretaries, everything. I was chosen to lead the Senate. I was also the Department of State secretary for a long time, or I want to say a long time, but a good while. I was appointed by Donaticus, who was the president who was elected there. And yeah, that's pretty much just about me. Any questions?
All right. If you guys have any questions, you can type your question in the Minecraft chat or the Harlon City server chat channel. I don't aware is that really called chat channel, but I guess you all know what it is. So what is the all right? Andon, right? Andorn, right? The server that you
Yes.
mentioned moments ago. All right.
So mind if I ask? Um, so I think this is probably like my first time where Andon has been mentioned literally. Maybe because I'm as well not really involved in United Nations that much, but if I were to ask what Andon is specifically, like what I'm trying to say is, what is Andon? What is Andon as a nation? Thank you.
All right. So I appreciate the question. So just like Harlan City servers, Andorn is a country and server that is owned by Sumo MC and Unseated Duke. Those are the two owners. And the server name itself is Atlascraft, but their country name is different. They call it Andorn. And it has a bit of a, democratic system. They have a president. They have, the secretaries, which is different from, ministers. They're the same thing, just different name. And they have a House of Representatives and a, Senate, which makes up Congress. And that makes them a bit unique. They do have a bit of a big government though, from what I notice. So that's just a quick summary about what Andorn is. They're also part of the United Nations, which is what Harlan is a part of. So they're attending that. Thank you for your question.
All right. I think the test channel of Harlem City server called server chat. So if you guys have any more questions, you can uh, raise it out in server chat test channel.
Okay, so I think I have a follow up question, right?
Okay.
So
Yes. Sure.
I have the third question, but I think I'm gonna save it for later. So I'm going to ask this first. So any plans on, because you are the ambassador of Harlan, the new ambassador from Andon. So what will be your goals or motives as ambassador? Thank you.
All right. So my goals as ambassador of Harlan is to bring the United Nations back together because right now it is very inactive. And even though I am Secretary General and I do take credit for some of the inactivity, that has always been the case with each Secretary General that has served. And I'm not blaming it on any member states such as, Stratham, Harlan, Andorn, or Vindex, or any other servers. I think Weepu is a server, WIPU. Um, I don't even know if I pronounced that right. But um I think that they also take some credit for the inactivity. I don't think they I think we all have a, um I think we all have to take credit for the inactivity because each one of us leads the United Nations because the Secretary General is seen as a leader, but he's only there to guide the member states and the people and speak for the citizens, which the member states are actually the ones who make the motions, pass them, create United Nations, I guess, international, not really laws, but if you think of it like a political party where they have bylaws, that's kind of, adding to the United Nations charter. That's kind of what they're supposed to propose and pass. Um, I think that as ambassador, I want to continue to serve as the Secretary General and just bring the United Nations back together because we were working on hosting an Olympics that is hopefully coming in July. We'll see what happens because there has been a lot of chaos with issues recently in the United Nations. And overall, just connecting the member states back together because I know there are some member states who are planning on leaving. I think Harlon is, maybe. We'll see what happens. And I want to address that and try to bring us back together into one and have a non-toxic organization. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions?
Yeah. So I think that question has been answered. Thank you. So I have a question, another question. So this is regarding to the state of Android itself, like what's the issue involving Android right now. So I think from what is mentioned in the United Nations announcement, so it is involving the, I think you would say something like unjust demotions or banning of let's see who is in here. I think um, yeah, some people in Andon losing their jobs for somewhat reason from what I know about Andon right now. So my question is if you can briefly explain the what's happening in Andon right now. Thank you.
Okay. Um, so I'll just start from the beginning and just explain what I know about the issue because I was actually involved and was a, big part. I had a large, amount of involvement in the issue. I don't think I caused it, but I was there to see what happened. So let's start with Sumo, who owns the server. He owns the large portion of the server. Duke is his co-owner. So I respected Sumo, okay? I think he was a great guy. When Sumo was president, Congress put up articles of impeachment against Sumo for corruption and mismanagement of law. So this ended up going through, the impeachment passed, and Sumo was officially impeached. He lost the presidency. And Donuticus, or just simply I call him Donut, which is what most people do. Donut was his vice president at this time when Sumo was impeached. So Donut ended up becoming president because that is how the law works on Andorn, Atlas Craft. And Donut ended up doing some great things. I'm not going to be too biased because you know it's not the right thing. So yeah, Donut was doing great. I was nominated as his state secretary and had a whole hearing and everything for it. Just to make sure the Senate approves me. So the Senate ended up approving me for state secretary. Donut and I did a full audit of the most recent House of Representatives and Senate election, a full review of the election. So we found 4 invalid votes that were snuck in the election. 4 of them. So Mega Minor was one of the candidates from our party who ended up running against the Reform Andorn or the sorry. The Reform Andorn party, which ended up a foreshadowing. They ended up trying to reverse the election and everything. So we found 4 invalid votes and we made an announcement, or I made an announcement to open up a ticket if you know who these people are because these people have never joined the Minecraft server or the Discord server. They just made a forums account. Sumo ended up claiming all 4 of those accounts, and he says he knows them. He sent us screenshots of just their Discord profiles, but they've never joined the Discord server or the Minecraft server, so we counted them as invalid. And since Megaminer had lost by 1 vote to the Reform Party, obviously he ended up winning because we took away 4 votes from the other party because they were invalid. Also, this changed the House of Representatives a bit. This changed what everything looked like. I think the Reform Party still had a majority, 4 out of 7 seats, but they used to have, I think, 5 seats, and then we were able to get one. Um, so we ended up, yeah, reversing the election, which was actually eventually reversed again, and I'll talk about that. Sumo and Duke, the owners, ended up privately messaging Donut to resign from his position as president. Otherwise, they'd ban him from the server, which is just that is crazy. So after he resigned because he couldn't really do anything, he's not the owner of the server, he's not staff, he can't really do much about it. So he was hit with a temporary ban after he resigned, even though he had followed their instructions because they're the owners. And that's just crazy. I have screenshots of what Duke sent to Dona. I'm not going to show them or anything. I'm going to just leave it all alone. I'm not going to bring more drama up about it, about those screenshots. And Sumo and Duke talked to Donut, and then I think Sumo actually decided to permanently ban Donut, which led to Poem becoming president. And his first move was to obviously remove me from state secretary. He put in an acting state secretary, and then decided to reverse the election again and make Congress like a super majority for his party, and said that those votes were valid, and they took away votes from us. So the Reform Party had a majority. Sumo then started spreading a lot of inappropriate rumors that I don't really want to talk about because it's just disgusting about, people who are in government. And after this, the Secretary General election was actually going on for the United Nations. I was nominated by Vindex and Andorn. And because Donut nominated me and Ambassador Delacour, which is part of Vindex, he nominated me as well. So Sumo stripped Donut's nomination very quickly, just took it down, and he messaged Vindex, which I'm pretty sure you're actually not supposed to do. You're not supposed to try to convince other countries to vote for somebody. He messaged them to rescind their nomination, which then they got Stratham to nominate Double Curious, which is a figure from Businesscraft. He's a politician. And then later, Crix was nominated past the elections, past the declarations of the election by Andorn. So Harlon, I ended up talking to Harlon, which is where, Harlon City server comes in. They made me an ambassador after I was unlawfully removed from all of my positions, everything. They gave me a chance to run and they nominated me, which I greatly appreciate. They were able to, yeah, make me an ambassador and just make sure that I was, comfy and in Harlan to, set me up to succeed. So after this, I ended up just hosting the election and I got staff involved because I had made an announcement before the election or about Sumo, what he did and what happened. And that announcement was actually requested by the citizens to be posted. Sumo then deleted my post and threatened to ban me from the server, from the United Nations server. Even though I'm the Secretary General, he threatened to ban me, which is just crazy because even other member states said that is very biased, and I agree, because the citizens requested me to post an update, and it is the Secretary General's job to post updates. So during the election, Crix's nomination was invalid because uh he was nominated past the declarations. They had already ended. Curious is in government. He has never taken the oath and he is an acting secretary. So it doesn't abide by the Constitution of Stratham because he hasn't taken the oath. It is not legal. He's not legally a member of government. So this means that I won the election. I was then able to repost the drama of what happened in the United Nations, which leads us to now. We're in the first hour of my Secretary General term. Andorn put up a motion of no confidence against me and didn't even give me a chance to do my duties as Secretary General. I'm still continuing to serve Secretary General for as long as I can, which I then have to host another election. But I hope you all can see what is happening, the state of each country. It's all very chaotic. And I'm just here to be as transparent as possible about everything. I appreciate the question. I hope I answered it as well as I could.
All right. Is there any other questions?
Right. So I think that's addressed. I'm not sure if Web is talking right now because I can't hear him. Um, before I proceed with the next question, I think if I can comment on something, if you don't mind.
Of course.
Alright, so I don't really know much about what's happening in the UN or in Andon specifically, but saying this as a normal citizen, I'm not a I'm not representing anything. I'm not an MP or something. But saying this from my own perspective, because I also like consider I also learn from being in city service and such. I think one thing that I want to comment is that specifically, especially because we are in a setting, in a game setting, I think we don't have to, because my comment is we don't have to bring such a one minuscule thing and then escalate it into a grand level, if you get what I mean, like, because this is just a game. I think um especially when it comes to like a crisis within a server, my what from what I can suggest is that one specific nation should not just um, just try to influence any other nation to support anything, because this issue, right? This issue, from what I can see, is we cannot specifically say that, okay, this issue is coming from this person without actually like um considering that person's point of view. So what I'm trying to say is we need to consider all perspectives, right? Even from the owners, even from yourself. So from literally from um, every single person's point of view. So if we were to have a persuasion here, I think this is not a good move, honestly, because if we were to have if we were to have someone to persuade other nation uh, to say that, oh, there's no problem here, or it's just their problem, we don't have any problem. So I think that by itself is just, it's not a valid move, because it's just gaslighting without actually seeing things on a full picture. Because especially if we were talking about specific issue related to that specific nation, I think what it should have done is that that specific nation, that specific city should have tried to, you know, try to resolve it within themselves, and then only if they have like, okay, maybe we cannot do it on our own, maybe we need some help in terms of suggestions or opinions, or maybe to help a press conference, then only you can um, try to ask for other nations and then hold press conferences. But the core issue here is that if we were to have, if a nation is to gaslight other nation into saying that okay, we can do this, we can, like I said earlier, is to frame someone as being bad. I don't think that's a valid move. It should be resolved. The conflict should have been resolved internally. Then only, then only that nation would not have been framed as a nation that is currently having a corruption or is currently collapsing. If you get what I mean, right? So I
Yeah.
think that's my so I think that's my comment. Which leads to my. I think this is my final question. What do you think, right? As especially as a um, holding a good position in Andorn. I don't know, because I didn't really pay much attention. My bad. But still, what do you
No.
think um, would be a good suggestion, or what do you think Andorn should have done in order to resolve this conflict? Thank you.
Maybe let me do a quick clarification first. Actually, the this press conference is my idea. It is initiated by myself. So actually, it was me suggested to hold such a press conference to increase the transparency of our diplomatic decision in the government of the Republic of Harlon. So I will now pass the time to our ambassador.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. I believe the question was about how we could resolve the conflict with Andorn. So, first of all, I believe that we should hold a meeting with Andorn government representatives in order to collaborate with them and talk to them about how we could get a not really a treaty, but something that could help us get together and collaborate. So, I believe that in order to collaborate successfully and um not be enemies, I think that we should just forget about what happened. We should forgive each other. Dona and I should be unbanned from the server because we are both banned. And then we try to start over. We do the election for the Secretary General, which I'll be hosting. And we just try to have a fresh start while helping the UN because you've got to keep in mind that if the member states are fighting with each other, most likely nothing in the United Nations, nothing's going to get done. I know this is probably the most active that the UN has been in a long time because of all of this drama, but we can't work with each other if we're all arguing with each other. You know what I mean? So I think the answer to your question, Adam, is that we need to collaborate and just try and forget and put it behind us, try to forgive each other. Forgive and forget, as they say. That's my answer.
All right. Any other questions? Let me check the server chat as well. Mm, all right. Adam said Adam is out of Adam thinks Adam is out of questions. LOL. And Januki just joined the server, I guess. No. No, no, no. Let me see. I think he is just using the Discord to talk. Okay, a question from JT15S. Will a recording of the press conference be posted somewhere? Yes, it is now being streamed on Twitch, and so there will be a video of it, a playback video of it. Great. JT said, great. Yes, yes, I agree.
All right.
Yeah, so this is the uh, conversation in server chat. It is now on the screen. If there are no further questions, then I will wish Ambassador Shadow MPA smooth work and a great future in the position. And thank you for everybody's participation in the press conference today. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Ambassador, and thank you, Adam. Thank you, JT15S. Thank you, uh, Minister Januki.